having a partner in this life is pretty cool. And if you don't have one, I recommend getting one. I recommend making that a priority, you know? It's like a couple days ago I was talking about life and how my general philosophy is to view it as a game that before life we chose to participate in, knowing that we'd be kind of dropped in this open world and that we had to both figure out the rules and then figure out how to play, maybe win, whatever that might mean. Is it even a winnable game? It's hard to say. And I don't necessarily believe that's true, but I act as though it's true, as sort of like a defining parameter of how to live my life well. Now, is it a great strategy as ethics go? Is it, I don't know, especially robust? I don't think so, or I'm not sure at least, but it's just something that I like to do. Part of that game, one of the big objectives, I think, is to find someone you can love and love them as hard as you can, like in the same way that having a friend teaches you how to interact with the world, that like if you meet a stranger, you guys hit it off, you become best bros, you do weird shit like go on dates together, you go to lunch, you talk about your feelings, you reveal your secrets and things like that. And just doing that with even one other person opens the possibility that, hey, maybe I could do this with many other people or all people, Perhaps it's an open door, and now, of course, doing it with everyone and all people, that's a big ask. And I mean, you got to go pretty far down the spiritual rabbit hole before you'll even encounter a spiritual practice that would suggest that, But a partner, a love in your life, is a similar opening of doors strategy, You find someone that you love. You find someone that you can share this life with, that you're devoted to. That when the two of you are together, it creates a kind of super entity that's superior to either of you on your own. I think I have a little video of her coming up. She's doing her yoga. We didn't speak at all while we were working out. We just shared space. And I can't tell you what an enormous benefit it was for me. I was so sore today. And I didn't want to do anything. Do my minimum, get out. But I just went down there with the intention of just being in the same room with her, sharing some space. And I ended up getting in a hell of a workout. Like, pretty intense, honestly. And I didn't film necessarily the most grueling parts. This is just time lapse. It's about 3 times speed of roughly a half hour of work that I did. And then I kind of hit the grind afterwards. I did some loaded progressive stretching in the squat. I did some waiter carries with a 25-pound plate. I'm smoked right now, And this is largely due to just the great benefit of having her eyes on me and my eyes on her. To just know that somebody I love and care for and respect is seeing me, And that's a partnership, right? And when you have a partner, just like having a friend, it opens that door. You begin to think, not that you would fall madly in love with every human being on earth, but you're at least able to entertain the possibility that such a thing is possible. That if I can love this person, could I love every person? And now, that's a larger goal than merely being friends with everyone. But you'll find quite a few religions that extol that virtue. The Jesus most prominently, love thy neighbor as thyself. And I think that's like one of the real pillars of Christ's teaching. What makes Christ actually an important spiritual figure, Because what a simple ask and what an enormous ask. How impossible is that, really? Everyone, different sides of the political aisle, different countries, enemy states, assorted bigotries and prejudices historically, back through time, the greatest villains in human history. Can you love them? Can you love them at least as much as you love yourself? Well, first of all, do you even love yourself, right? Oh, and I'm just doing some bracing work here. It looks unspectacular, but it was really taxing. That's a 55-pound kettlebell, and all I'm doing is kind of pseudo hollow body and a completely passive resting of the weight kind of on my lower abs, just allowing it to stress the abdomen right where my belt would be, and then kind of taking back the space. And this is just a little malasana squat with a kettlebell. At 3 times speed, you're not really seeing what I'm doing in these postures all that well. I don't know why I did it this way today, but I did. So anyway, that's what having a partner means to me. It's not only an enriching of my own life and a boosting of my own powers to the point where I don't even recognize myself sometimes when I'm with her, but also by way of extension. I see the whole world as pregnant with possibility. I see love's possibility everywhere, at least in those moments. This isn't a thing I can maintain all the time. Certainly it's too much to ask for that. And then I suppose there's children. You have children, and you love your children in a way that's unlike how you love anyone else, because you also hate your children. And no parent wants to say that out loud, but your children are a direct reflection of your failure. Every time they do something that doesn't make you proud, you wonder if you failed to love them enough, and that's why. So that's the downside of having kids, right? The plus side is you see the whole world as children. You see yourself, your mother, your strangers, your enemies, your friends. You know that they were all once children. And by extension, yet again, that you could have possibly been their parent. Oh yeah, I missed it. You just saw my little lady doing her stretches and shaking her bubs. And so I guess those 3 things, and this idea kind of just came to me while I was talking, but I guess those 3 things are part of the markers of how to play this game of life, right? We make friends so that we see the world as friends. We fall in love so that we can see love everywhere. And we have children to remind ourselves that everyone is somebody's child, perhaps yours, and that they were little and sweet and deserved love, attention, and care, And maybe they didn't get it in just the right way. Or maybe you didn't, right? Anyway, this is Joe in real life. I love you guys. Be good to each other today. I'm going to try hard to be good to people too. I'm feeling real good today. At the end, I'm going to tag on my loaded progressive stretch. I posted that as a short, but you'll see it. What else? Tomorrow, squats. I think I'll do an actual squat workout tomorrow, so stay tuned.